everybody, Dr. Laina here from Pure Health, chiropractor for 28 years, located in London, Ontario. And what I'm going to do today is we're going to go through 5 different ways to avoid headaches, neck tension, and shoulder tension at your desk. So this is a quick checklist for you. See if you're doing all these things. We're putting this video together because so many of you were sitting at your desk for hours on end and coming in with more and more complaints. So the first thing that we're going to recommend, point number 1, is to make sure that your desk is, please set it up ergonomically correct. It doesn't need to be an expensive thing to do. So many of you are working on laptops, and we still see so many people who are doing this all day long, or let's say this was an actual desk, sitting up against their desk like this all day long. So you can see in both of those situations, you see especially if you're working on a laptop, how I have to look down all day long in order to obviously see my screen when my keyboard's at the right area. Your whole neck and head and upper body are going to follow your eyes every single time. So if you're looking down, you will do this eventually. The other thing is it puts an enormous amount of strain on the back of your neck and right at the base of your neck as it's trying to hold up the weight of your head all day long. And that's causing this huge spike we're seeing in headaches and neck pain these days. So please, 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 let's fix that up. It's really easy to do. So if you're working off a laptop, first and foremost, please get off the couch. Please go sit in a chair at a table somewhere. And then all that we're going to have you do is try to get yourself an external keyboard. So I ordered myself one about a year ago off Amazon. I think it was about $24. They're not expensive. You can just get a plug-in one. And then the whole key is to put your laptop up on something. So look, this is just my holder for my snacks. This is not my external keyboard, but this is my prop for the day. And then I have this external keyboard. Look at the difference in my body position. Yes, I may end up coming forward, but see how different that is than if my head was down and through here. So please, 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 first and foremost, make sure that you are, if you're looking at a screen, that is set up properly for you to get you through your day without headaches. And then the second one, of course, is to make sure that your posture is correct. So I'm sitting in what's your basic dining room chair because so many people we see these days are doing that, sitting in bad chairs at home all day. And so as I'm sitting here, I'd be thinking, I wish I had a pillow. So the next thing you know, I got a pillow. So this is going to save me and save my posture. So what we don't want to do is just put something behind us for some low back support. When people put a pillow behind them for support, what ends up happening is they just slouch against the pillow and they do this all day long. This is even happening with really expensive lumbar supports. The really important thing, of course, if you've watched any of our videos, is to know that when you think about your sits bones, we don't want your weight to fall behind them, causing this scoop in through here. The second this slouches, and I'm going to feel horrendous by the end of the day. So I want to be able to keep my body weight a little bit more forward, so just in front of those sits bones, but in a really relaxed manner. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to take my cheap and cheerful HomeSense pillow. I've got a pretty thick one here behind me, but play with different thicknesses, what feels best for you. And I'm going to keep it behind me, but I'm also just going to sit right on the edge of it. So you see how that little bit of pillow under me is keeping me forward, so I can't slouch back nearly as mindlessly. So it's going to be there to help hold me in proper position. Now I've got my keyboard in the right position, my screen in the right position. I've got myself well supported, and I'm well on my way to making sure that I don't feel so bad at the end of the day. So that is the second step. And then the third step, of course, is to change your position on a regular basis. So many people are asking me, is it okay if I cross my legs? Is it okay if I stand? Is it okay if I sit? And the real honest answer is most positions, short of sitting like this, or the absolute one you should avoid is the sit on the foot that I know so many of you are doing this all day long, that's pulling your hip out of alignment. Other than those two positions, anything that's pretty neutral, in other words, anything that's pretty balanced from side to side is fine. The key is really change up your positions. So you might want to do this for half an hour. Then you may want to cross your legs in your chair for half an hour, and you may want to work like this. There's nothing wrong with that. Then you may want to stand up for an hour. Some people will even sit on the ground and they'll put their laptop on an ottoman with their feet up, their legs straight in front of them as they work like that for an hour. Move around, move around, move around. If your desk is such that you can't move around that much, please, please, please get up every half an hour if you can. walk around the apartment a little bit, go to the washroom, get yourself a glass of water, and come back. So changing those positions. Research is telling us that 2 hours of sitting in a row is so much more detrimental than 4 30-minute time slots of sitting at your desk. So we really want to break that up, give your body to release some of its tensions so that they don't build up and sort of hit you by the end of the day. And then the fourth most important thing to do, of course, is to do some stretching. So I know nobody's going to be taking 20 minutes. Well, hopefully some of you will. But if you're anything like the majority of my patients, you're not going to be taking 20 minutes in the middle of your day to get down on the ground and do a stretching routine. But there are some really easy things that you can do just to help release some of the tension. So the first one, which isn't really even a stretch, is just every once in a while, just turn your palms up. You'll immediately notice that your chest opens up, and just do even 2 or 3 just shoulder rolls would be great. So even just something like that would really make a difference by the end of the day. Then you can always take one hand and either grab the side of your chair or sit on it and just try to give your head just a little bit of a stretch to the side. Maybe looking down a little bit as well. Just try to get a stretch in through there. You could do both sides. Try to get more time in than I am, of course, here. For the sake of the video, I'm doing it very quickly. But that's a great one, as is putting your palms out straight. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on my hands. So if you can, you're going to keep your fingers pointing straight as you sit on them. And then your whole stretch involves just pulling your sternum and your head up. So as you inhale, you're going to grow tall through the top of your head. And then as you exhale, you're just going to pull your elbows back slightly, open up your chest. You're just going to breathe in and out in this position, opening up your upper body if you've been caved forward for too long. And then my 2 favorite stretches for the low back, of course, is the piriformis or figure 4 stretch. So just crossing your leg over like this. All I'm going to have you do is sit up really tall and just come forward and hinge, keeping your body really tall as you're doing this, so no slouching. Breathe in through that way. You can walk your hands over to the ankle of that foot and get a bit of a deeper stretch. You can switch it up, of course, and do the other side. And then the other great stretch to do when you're sitting is just to stretch at your hamstrings. So you just might want to stretch one of your legs out, shake it out, point and flex your toes, lean forward so that the back of that leg is really getting a nice stretch as you hinge forward, come back up and switch sides. So that was a really quick explanation of a couple stretches. We have an actual desk stretching routine of our 5 favorite stretches that we've done. I'll link that below so you can get more detail on all those stretches. But of course, stretch, stretch, move, move. Those are the really keys for keeping your body feeling good throughout the day. And last but not least, of course, is to avoid eye strain of the glare coming off your computer. So one of the things a lot of my patients are doing is they're buying blue light glasses. That's a lovely option. If you're anything like me, you tend to misplace your glasses, and or perhaps you wear prescription glasses already and they're not blue light. So a really fabulous option is a free download called Flux. So it's F.LUX. Everyone in my family uses it, and you can program it to get darker through different times of the day or as you move into the evening, and lighter other times, and it's constantly blocking some of that glare that's coming off the computer. We've gotten to the point that we don't even realize it's on our computers until we turn it off. We really think, oh my gosh, how bright our computers would be without it. I really, really highly recommend it. We all use it, and I will put a link below so that you can access it yourself. So those are our 5 tips to try to avoid neck pain and headaches while you're sitting at your desk for too long. But if you are experiencing that and you don't see a chiropractor, please just give us a call. If you mention this video, either myself or Dr. Neely would be happy to do an exam and see if there's something that we can help you out with to help alleviate some of that pain. And if not, if you did get something out of this video, we'd really appreciate it if you'd like it, if you'd subscribe to our channel, and have a fabulous day.